Hello and welcome to the RK Football Podcast. We are back with episode 5 after our Christmas break. We have some breaking news straight away. Actually, it's quite amazing. As of time of recording, of course, Rafa Benitez has been sacked by Real Madrid after a disappointing 2-2 draw. Here to speak about that and a lot more are the two Matts, Matt Tye.
Hello.
Matt Thowney.
Good evening.
Well, we got to start with Benitez. The important thing to note is that Zinedine Zidane has been placed as his replacement in charge of Real Madrid. Go.
Well, Benitez leaves Madrid having won 11 of their 18 league games, only losing 3, which on the whole is...
He can come to Villa if he likes.
Which on the whole isn't a bad record, but when you're a club like Madrid, they normally run away with the league. It took them 4 games to get their first goal under Benitez in the league as well, so that's not always great. And in his last match was a 2-2 draw away against 10-man Gary Neville Valencia.
Well, one thing we got to remember as well is that on the I think it was the 20th of December, Real Madrid beat Real Vallecano 10-2, and I know it's 9 men, but still the talent is there. It's just that for some reason, either they're not wanting to play under Benitez, or Benitez is bringing on a style that does not suit Madrid.
I think there's a player power issue really with the top stars, with Ronaldo and Benzema. I mean, Benzema came off last night and reacted angrily for being substituted, which ain't on. I think the players don't want to play for Benitez, to be fair.
When your players are nicknamed the Galacticos, they're going to have some power over you.
To be manager of Real Madrid, you have to have a big ego.
And that's what Carlo Ancelotti had, I think.
That's what Carlo Ancelotti dealt with. Mourinho didn't have the best of times at Madrid, but he dealt with it. Manuel Pellegrini a few years ago dealt with it.
Well, we were looking at stats of previous managers before we came on air, and Pellegrini's actually got the best win percentage.
Yeah.
And whereas Benitez has got the worst of 61%.
To be fair though, he's played the least out of them last
by a long
5.
way.
So, but I still see where you're coming from anyway.
See, if this was Man United or something, and they'd appointed a manager in the summer and sacked him just after Christmas, everyone would be going, "Oh, it's a bit soon. You haven't given him a chance, really." Because it's Real Madrid, we're used to it. Real Madrid sack managers as they go.
Well, at the end of the day, Real Madrid have always been known as the side that dominate football matches and play beautiful football. I'm pretty sure whenever I've turned on the TV this season, I've always seen Real Madrid, they've lost, and I'm there like, this isn't vintage Real Madrid anymore.
I've just had a look at a stat. Club president Florentino Perez, who's been there initially from 2000 to 2006, and then since 2009, this is the 11th manager he's sacked. And we thought Abramovich was bad.
Yeah. I mean, just to rub salt in the wounds, for the actual press conference to sack Benitez, he arrived 25 minutes late, the Florentino Perez, the chairman, just like, I work on my own time.
Meet for 6:30, I'll get there for 7.
What do you guys make of Zidane?
It could go one of 2 ways. It could either be Guardiola or Alan Shearer.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, the thing is that when you're putting your faith in a manager that it's like, I know it's a little bit different because Benitez had years of experience, but Benitez had never dealt with a group of superstars before Real Madrid. And Zinedine Zidane is going to deal with the same thing. Well, yes, he's a legend, but that don't mean anything when you're a manager.
Zidane's experience is the Real Madrid youth side, where I don't know if you guys remember this a couple of months ago, he even had trouble with the Norwegian wonder kid, Martin
Odegaard.
Because he's got a terrible attitude.
Yeah, and he couldn't deal with it. He couldn't put him in his place. How is he going to do that with Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale, Rodriguez, who are the biggest stars in world football, and a lot of them have the biggest egos in world football. It's not going to happen. There are a bunch of players in that Madrid side who run the team. Not the manager, not the chairman, the bunch of players. And I have read, whether it's true or not, this morning, that there are a bunch of those players set for the exit door in the summer. and Ronaldo's one of them. Real Madrid want to get rid of him.
I think that doesn't come as too much of a surprise considering what's going on all season. But I think all of that has been made because of Benitez, because Ronaldo's not having the best of seasons. They're jumping on him.
Well, going back to the players, you just have to look at like the gossip columns, and there's about 5 or 6 of big names from Real Madrid, all linked with exits. Benzema, Ronaldo, Bale, Isco, Varane. They've all been linked with exits within the past week.
Yeah, all for different reasons, of course. But the problem Real Madrid have got is if they let the players run the dressing rooms, it doesn't matter who's in charge.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
You can tell that any one of those players, bar a few, any one of those players have such a big ego, like you say, that if they went to another side, they would be a nominee to be a captain at the side because they can control the game.
I really hope Zidane goes in there and puts his foot down and takes control of the dressing room. I just can't see it happening, personally.
But then, like Matt highlighted, Guardiola coming to the side as a youth coach, got promotion, so we've got to give him a chance at the end of the day. Give him a chance, see what happens, and then we'll know in the summer whether he's the right man for the job.
See, the Real Madrid are in the good-ish positions. They're 4 points behind Atletico Madrid, 2 points behind Barcelona. Fair enough, Barcelona have a game in hand. They're in the last 16 of the Champions League, and there's still the other Spanish Cup to play for.
But then 50% of your games ended in victory is not good enough for Real Madrid. If it was if it was Chelsea, Mourinho would have kept his job. But we're talking about Real Madrid.
There's a different philosophy in English football than in the top teams of Spanish football.
Well, because Spain's always been known as playing beautiful football all the time.
It's beautiful football, and it's Barcelona, Real Madrid. Those are it. It's only recently Atletico Madrid came up, and before Atletico won it in 2013, Valencia were the last team to win it in 2000.
And who was the manager?
Rafael Benitez. They were the last team to win it outside of them.
Yeah.
And another point to make is how great it is. Like Zidane, for example, he worked all his career to get himself to the highest level, and it's afforded him the best possible managerial first opportunity.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Absolutely no pressure.
Since we've been back, well, since Christmas break, another manager has been sacked, which I know you guys want to talk about. Something we expected to happen. So we had spoke about whether it was
I
going
didn't expect
to happen.
He was putting money on it to happen.
But
How dare you?
Chelsea, I mean, I don't know whether we've gone back in time again or what, but Gus Hiddink is the manager of Chelsea.
Again.
On a temporary basis.
So Chelsea replaced one ex-manager with another ex-manager, and this will bring results this time.
Well, it has so far. We've gone 4 games unbeaten, 2 wins, 2 draws.
And a draw against, I know they're not playing that well, but a clean sheet against United when you're not playing that well anyways, still good. I still like that.
The thing I'd say is that the top teams, when they're not playing well, don't lose. Chelsea haven't lost in those 4 games, so it's a good start. Hiddink believes Hiddink believes Chelsea can still get the top 4. Are you guys?
No.
Are you gonna put him in his place, or?
I'm going to put him in his place. Yeah.
See, I like his optimism and like his vote confidence in the players, and it's a double-edged sword. It's like we've lost a lot of ground as it is, but then again, no one's really running away with it. After the draw Everton-Tottenham, we're about 5 points off Liverpool, who are 8th, and then they're 4 points off 4th. So a few good results and a few other results, we can easily get 4th again. But because no one's consistent enough, that's why it's still possible.
I do see where you're coming from there, but then you've got to think. Let's think back to the season Liverpool nearly won the title, for instance. Manchester City weren't actually playing well in the first half of the season, nor were Spurs, nor were Arsenal, and Chelsea were probably the most consistent team, and Liverpool were getting up there as well. In the business end of this season, the big teams go for it, and they do not lose games, type of thing. That's what happens, and that's why I don't think Chelsea get the top 4. It's too late. We can win every game from now if we wanted. We're not going to get in top 4.
I mean, on that point, like Man United were one of the under Ferguson, one of the best teams that are having a dreadful start, but still winning the league because of how well they played from January onwards. Yeah. So there is a lot to play for. Chelsea could get the top 4. It's not out of the realms of possibility.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Leicester could still finish in the bottom half. Like,
I wouldn't even say
places. Yeah,
I wouldn't even say it's very unlikely. It's unlikely, but it's not very unlikely. You could see it happening if they continue their form, and if one other team, which they are at the moment, drops their form. Leicester City, we went into Christmas break talking them up, and yes, while they haven't lost over the Christmas break, there has been
the goals have dried up.
The goals have dried up, and there's been a visual sort of, you can see in their performance that it's starting to drop now.
And Vardy's got an injury as well now.
Yeah, Vardy's out for 3 weeks now, so I mean, Leicester have put themselves in a position where no matter what happens now for the rest of the season, it's a good season.
Yes, I do see what you're saying, because at the end of the day...
They've hit the 40-point mark, which was their aim at the start of the season. When Ranieri came in, he would have been told, keep us up. That's all we want from you this season. He's done that.
Yeah.
They're not getting relegated.
His contract was get us 17th.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're probably not going to finish 17th.
I mean, in a press conference the other day, everyone was asking Ranieri, "Oh, can you win the league? Can you get the top 4?" And he was like, "We've just got 40 points. I'm buzzing." Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant. If Leicester drop out, it opens up a gap maybe for maybe Chelsea, but also maybe for the most boring side in English football, according to some, Van Gaal's Manchester United.
They will not get the top 4.
They're in 5th.
They're not getting top 4.
3 points off Tottenham.
No.
They're not losing games.
No, they're not. They're not getting top 4.
You reckon?
So who's your top 4 if it's not going to include Chelsea, Leicester, or Man United?
No, it would the top 4 is one I said before Christmas, and that's one I'm sticking with.
Yeah.
And that is Arsenal to win the title, City, Tottenham, then Leicester.
You still think Leicester?
Yeah.
There's a lot. We're only halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So everything that happened in that first half could flip the opposite way.
If Chelsea can finish in the top 4 still, then Leicester can still.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Leicester
got a better chance.
No, yeah, but that's what I mean. Is that we can't if we can't write off Chelsea, we can't write off.
No, it's definitely
Leicester,
not. Definitely not. They're in a much better position.
But you've written off Chelsea.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Flip this back.
Yeah. And I think that's all the.
Because I went for my top 4, so...
There were a few good goals over Christmas, of course. I just wanted to point out what could be
I wonder why.
No, I'm not even going there. I'm wanting to point out what could be a match of the year contender from the 28th of December at Goodison Park. Anyone see that? Everton 3, Stoke 4.
Yeah.
Shaqiri's goal. Jesus.
It was luck. I don't care if he says...
It was not luck.
I do not care what he
says.
says.
I thought that was a great goal, but then I rewatched Match of the Day, which had Chucho Benitez's goal against from Southampton against Arsenal. That was a cracker.
And
it was, yeah.
what you got to remember is, like, I do see what you're saying. It wasn't an accident. Okay, not one time did he look at that goal. He was looking across to cross it to Arnautovic. You cannot deny that.
Double bluff, yeah.
Poker face.
Since when has Shaqiri ever been that good?
He was at Munich for a
while.
Yeah.
Then again, so was Dale Jennings of Barnsley, so... Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow. Scraping the barrel here, lads.
Talk about putting the dagger in Shaqiri's back. Jesus.
And I think that's all the Premier League news over the winter break. There's nothing that... We'll move on. No? Do we have to talk about the worst team in the Premier League at the moment?
Yeah, well, at least you're not as bad as Derby.
Yet.
Not yet.
Yet.
You need 3 more points to not be...
Is it 3 or is it...
They got 11.
So you need 4.
So you need 4 points not to be the worst team in Premier League history.
I can't see where those 4 points are coming from, I've got to be honest with you. Maybe we'll play West Ham again and get 1.
Well, I thought you get your points against Sunderland, but clearly I was wrong.
Yeah, but the problem is Julian Lescott believes he's a central defender when he's not. He's not a defender. I don't even know what he's doing on the pitch.
Making up numbers. Your best defender's playing for AZ Alkmaar.
Yeah.
Do you know the thing that cracked me up was the 3rd goal they conceded against Sunderland? I was sitting there thinking, oh, it's gone out for a throw. They're fine. Bakuna. Oh yeah, I'll just throw it straight to the throw. And then Guzan, I'll just pass it straight to another Sunderland player. I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, even Bakuna, he's been played out of position. He's been playing right back, and yes, he can play there. He's a winger. He's a centre midfield. He's actually an attacking midfielder playing right back. Do you know what I mean? If he can fill in there if we've got injuries, but we haven't. And I'm not saying I want Alan Hutton as my starting right back, but I'd rather have Hutton than Bakuna. It's dreadful. I mean, our best defender, I'd say personally, is out on loan at Porto. Ali Sissoko. What's he doing on loan at Porto?
I think they recalled him.
Yeah, because he was playing against.
I think he featured against.
Yeah,
I don't think
he did because he tackled Lee Cattermole with the corner flag. Yeah.
But he's our best defender. What was he doing out on loan at Porto for the start of the season?
Tim Sherwood.
I know that's genuinely what it was. Tim Sherwood had a personal problem with him. Yeah,
there he is.
It's just quite dreadful. I mean, as I said to you guys off air, I had Football Manager as a Christmas present, of course, for Christmas, and even I can't get Villa to win a game. Literally 9 games in, 4 draws and 5 losses. Give up.
No.
I genuinely, as I said a few weeks now, we're already relegated.
Yeah,
without doubt.
You watch Villa, and I remember over Christmas, I thought, because Boxing Day always throws up a bit of a shock. Yeah. So I went for a Villa win against West Ham.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, the moment they lost that, they drew that. Sorry, I thought to myself, they're going down. We could have won that. The worst thing is, apart from Sunderland, the second half performance against Sunderland, over Christmas we've actually played quite well in terms of the performance. We just can't defend at all. Cannot defend. I could defend better.
Is it
what is it? You've got
I can't defend.
You've got the one in goal. Then you've got this massive gap where it's no. What's
that
the thing in World War called? No man's land.
Yeah,
you got that bit. Then you've got the midfield.
that massive gap is also called Micah Richards and Jolyon Lescott, because there's no point in them being there. Micah Richards is a right back. Fact. He's not a centre back. I genuinely believe we have the worst defence in at least the Premier League, but probably the top half of the Championship too.
I think.
Oh gosh, yeah.
If Villa go down.
What do you mean if?
No, like it's in like
when.
Yeah, okay, when. But when they go down is what I want to know. And for me, it could, if they carry on their bad form, it could be late March. I'm not even joking there.
And the worst thing is, I genuinely believe when we go down, that hurt. I believe it'll be another bad season the season after. I can see us doing a Wigan and dropping down again.
It was because you haven't got a goal scorer on your side. I mean, Jordan Ayew, yes, he's popping up a few goals. Apart from that, though,
he's got to have the chances to do it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but the way your owner's acting as well, I wouldn't rule out a Portsmouth as well. Just going into administration, club fan bought club, and just sitting in League 2, looking pretty for a few years.
Play Southend, mate.
Play Southend.
Yeah. In League 1 when you play.
What I would say is, on a hopeful note, I know I'm not allowed to be because I'm a Villa fan, but if, and it's a big if, we stay up. No, I know.
Pigs will fly, and Tottenham will win the Champions League.
Just push it all out your mind for a moment. If we stay up, it will be the greatest comeback in Premier League history.
That is true, actually, because
it will be true.
There's only 2.
I didn't even mean mathematics. I just think it will.
No, but you think about teams that have been on the same points, like
same position. They were bottom at Christmas, but not
like Derby were on 7 points. Yeah. They went straight down, and Sunderland were on 6 points when they had the lowest in 2006.
The teams that did it though, Leicester last season, I'm sure at this point they had around 15 points at least. They were closer to. I mean, Villa need
11 points,
double the amount of points they've got now, to be close to Swansea in 17th.
Even if you double your points, you'd be 19th. You just go up 1 spot.
Yeah,
Do you know what the scary thing is, more than anything?
It'd be close enough
I'm
to
pretty
get
sure I heard
three
on the news
points
this morning. This is what scares me for Villa. They've played most of their home games.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, their record at home's bad, but still, going away from home's not easy. So,
To be honest, if I was one of those Villa players, I wouldn't want to play at home at the minute because the fans are just
Your fans still turn up?
tearing lumps out. The ones that do turn up are tearing lumps out. It's dreadful. Can we move on now?
no, we've still got another hour. Yeah.
do we want to stick with Premier League results or talk about England's hope thanks to the Everton-Tottenham game?
Well, let's move on to England hope. Why not? With Euro 2016 coming up in the summer, I just thought we should talk about the English hopes of, all right, maybe not us winning the tournament. Who knows? But maybe not.
Getting out the group.
Who's going to really impress for us? Just like a Wayne Rooney in 2004. Who can impress for us? Yesterday, Everton Spurs, there was a lot of English talent on show. A fair bit, which is rare to see in Premier League. I mean, you had Dele Alli, Ross Barkley, John Stones, Harry Kane,
Tom Carroll,
Leighton Baines,
Mason in midfield for Tottenham as well, Leighton Baines,
Kyle Walker.
There's loads of English talent. Aaron Lennon scored a superb goal, for example. Yeah. He's not going to get back in the England squad. No. But who is your one pick to impress for England in the summer?
If he brings his form into the Euros, I would say Harry Kane. But I have a feeling it will be Danny Alli because of the way he scored against Everton. He's done that before, and it seems like a habit he's got. No defence likes a player that runs at you with no ball and the ball come flying in.
He's just so composed on the ball, isn't he?
So I think him. Yeah.
I tend to agree with Matt. It could be Dele Alli, but I'm also thinking it could either be like Ross Barkley or John Stones. If they get selected and have a good run in the team,
I don't think we'll be too surprised though if Ross Barkley has a good. I mean, the world will be, but not.
Well, he's played well for England, but he hasn't had a standout game. If he has a few standout games in the Euros,
that's true. Yeah.
Then everyone thinks
gets 2 or 3 goals, for example.
Yeah, if he gets like a couple against Wales, then.
Well, not even that. Like, even if he does like Özil and gets loads of assists, that's still standing out. Like,
Özil got his move to Real Madrid solely because of the 2010 World Cup.
And Luka Modric got his move to Spurs because of the Euros, and he never really scored. You got to remember.
He set a lot up.
Yeah, that's the thing. So.
He was just a superb passer of the ball.
Yeah.
I would tend to agree. Well, with all of them, I think they could all impress, but I would go with Ross Barkley just for the fact of Dele Alli's playing really well at the moment, but because he's 19 years of age, I have my doubts whether he can keep it up for another 6 months.
That's true.
Hopefully he does, but I have my doubts. Barkley isn't in scintillating form at the moment. He's there. He's playing okay.
Thing is, Barkley when Barkley plays okay, he still looks.
He's still very good. Yeah. So Barkley at his best could be the best player in the England squad if he's at his best.
BBC Sport have got comparison stats between Ali and Barkley. Ali's played 18 games this season. Barkley's played 20. Barkley's played 400 more minutes. In goals, Ali's got 5, Barkley got 6. Assists, Ali 3, Barkley 7. Pass completion rate, 77% for Ali, 88% for Barkley. We've got some good midfielders coming out.
That's great goal scoring stats as well, to be fair, because we always used to say about Frank Lampard, his best quality is that he get you 10 goals a season from midfield at least. They're halfway there. We're only halfway through the season. If they keep that up, they're going to be 15 goals maybe.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I don't know. In terms of John Stones, I would say it's rare that you see a central defender get the claim, the praise he deserves.
Yeah.
Even if he's playing
it's
well.
like a bit like Toby Alderweireld. Only once this season has he been praised by the press for his unbelievable performances. He's been the best, in my opinion, the best defender in the Premier League.
He's up there, definitely. Harry Kane will have a better chance of getting the headlines.
Because of the goals.
Because of the goals, yeah. Harry Kane could have a really bad game but score 2 tap-ins and he will be up there with man of the match with a lot of people's opinion because goals, for some reason, goals determine whether you play well.
Well, because goals win you games.
They do. I don't necessarily agree that, like, for example, Harry Kane could have a really bad game but score a hat-trick of tap-ins and get man of the match. I don't quite agree with that. but you would see certain sports coverage companies give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to throw that out there, but you would see that happen.
But I still stick by what I said before. That I know Rooney scored on the weekend and everything, but I still stick by that he needs to back up his ideas in order to make sure that he's a player that we can rely upon in the Euros.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know he's going, because he's captain. I don't want him to go, but he's
Yeah.
captain, so he'll be there.
Well, he got a goal the other day, so it's not too bad.
Good start, yeah.
Good start.
To
It's-
2016.
Yeah.
38 more goals on the way.
More goals on the way. Now that 2016 is here, it also means...
Happy New Year!
I mean, everyone was looking forward to Christmas and New Year, but the hardcore football fans were looking forward to one day.
Transfers.
Start of the transfer deadline. Well, the start of the transfer window even. There's only been 2 real transfers so far, 4 days into it. Two decent transfers. One of them was today. Leicester City in the bid to book their bad form, I suppose, for the last couple of games. Have signed a winger. They've signed Damari Gray from Birmingham. Sorry, couldn't keep it down.
3.7 million on a 4.5-year contract.
3.7 million. I've got to give Gray the biggest credit in the world. Like,
Fair play to playing for Birmingham, or
Putting up with that.
fair play for deciding that he needed to leave. Fair play for realising that he shouldn't put himself through that horrible, horrible danger of playing in Birmingham.
for a full
Living
season.
in Birmingham. Yeah, Damari Gray is actually a pretty decent talent, all jokes aside. He has a chance of, in 2 years' time, if he plays well for Leicester in the Premier League, of being in an England World Cup squad. If he plays well for Leicester in the Premier League. He's in that level. 2 years ago, would you...
Yeah, Danny Alley, yeah.
Dele Alli, of course, Dele Alli, but I was going to say Harry Kane. I mean, 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, Harry Kane was on the bench for Leicester in the Championship.
And he was on loan at Norwich not too long ago as well.
Norwich not tonight, and didn't play well. So there's a lot can happen between, and Damari Gray's in that position where you'd go, he's one to keep an eye on.
Damari Gray's done a Luis Suarez, signed a new contract with Birmingham in the summer, another 3-year contract, and just left.
Yeah, because, well, I did actually read about it in the summer, and it's come out exactly the same as what they expected. In his new contract, his agent made sure there was a release clause. Leicester have now paid the money for the release clause. Birmingham didn't have a say, to be fair. So he...
Oh, how annoyed would Bournemouth be? They went in the summer with 5 million for him, and he got rejected. Leicester go in 1.3 less and get him.
They're top of the league. Well, in the top 4.
Definitely. And the other main transfer, speaking of Bournemouth, would probably be their capture of one of Roma's
Hot prospects.
unplayed hot prospects, you'd say.
Yeah.
Juan.
The guy that plays for Roma on
Yeah,
the wing.
yeah.
That guy he stands about there.
Used to play for Roma.
Used to play. Well, he's only on loan, so
He's
he
only
may
on
play
loan.
for he may play for Roma again. But it's a hell of a transfer for a side like Bournemouth.
Yeah.
It's a six-month loan contract with an option to buy.
Yeah. I mean, not too long ago, this guy was linked with Tottenham and Chelsea. 2-3 years ago. Well, 2 years ago. Bournemouth, it's an amazing transfer for a club of their size.
Doesn't he play in I can never remember his name. The guy that plays out on the wing, Ritchie.
Matt Ritchie.
He plays in this position, doesn't he? So that's a bit of a
That-
worry, but still having that option.
They've got a lot of midfield, wing options.
Wingers, yeah.
Junior Stanislas, for example, can still play in the
Best player in the world.
But of course.
Well, Iturbi can also play up front as like a false 9,
Yeah.
so that also helps with that issue while they've still got Callum Wilson injured.
Yeah, it'll be a big plus for them. The question I'd ask as we go into now this month, and this is before any big transfers have even hinted at happening, I suppose. What do you guys think the biggest transfer of the window will be?
Charlie Austin moving out. His
Where?
contract goes, I don't know where, but his contract finishes in the summer, and I guarantee you he will not sign it. If they're not in the top 2 towards the end of the season, he'll leave.
No,
he'll
I'm
leave.
talking about this month,
Yeah,
January.
no, but what I mean is that they're not in the top 2 right now, are they? I don't think.
I don't think they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're
So
not gonna aim
and
for promotion, I don't think.
yeah, so what you got to think is that this is a player of huge talent. If he signs a contract, then he will never move to another Premier League club.
Don't you think Charlie Austin will be sitting here thinking, I really wish I'd have moved last summer? Because
True, but then
last season he was a hope to be on the plane for Euro 2016, the form he was doing last season. Now he hasn't got a chance in hell of being in that European squad.
I think if he does come to the Premier League, it'll be someone like Newcastle. It won't. I don't know though, because if you went to someone like Newcastle, then if they went down, he's same position again.
Well,
so
that's the problem. He's brought himself. As I say.
maybe Spurs, because they need another striker.
I can't see them going in for someone who's not playing well in the Championship.
He's not even playing. He's injured.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you don't really go in for players that are injured
Exactly.
often, do you?
He's
Matt Tye, what's your prediction?
I think I'm not going to say who, because I don't even know if they're linked with anyone. But if Arsenal can get a midfielder, a creative midfielder, just to support their injury woes, just sort of link everything together,
Because they've got 8 injured players and 7 of them are midfielders. If they can get someone just to bolster that up,
I think that would be really a bad idea in my opinion, because then you've got too many all of a sudden. Because you've got to remember, when Santi Cazorla comes back, he's creative as Ozil to an extent.
thing is the main ones are back. It's just that if any of them get injured, there is no cover, and the cover is injured.
Yeah, but then does
They
a
need-
lot of the top 4 have cover? When you think about it, we don't.
Some of them have 1 or 2 players,
I
but
wouldn't say they have top class cover because the top class players don't want to be covered.
Yeah.
I was chatting to my cousin who's an Arsenal fan, and because
Oh, is he alright?
well he wasn't because I
That
asked,
was a tough New Year's Eve.
well he was around mine for Boxing Day. Family Chelsea fan plus him as an Arsenal fan, seeing them lose 3-0 to Saints, that was always a great.
4-0. Just to add that extra one.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
Sorry, Will. But I asked him like what sort of players does he need, and he said he needs sort of like defensive. They need defenders.
defensive. They need to get rid of Mertesacker and bring in a brilliant defender, because Koscielny is brilliant.
If they want to get rid of Mertesacker, they've got a good prospect who probably this time last year could have been on the plane to Euros with Callum Chambers. If you give him enough time, he could have had a shot.
I think they need someone though right now that is good enough to win them the title.
Well,
and Chambers,
he was starting every week at Saints and doing all right.
true. Yeah, I do see what you're saying there, but I think it's going to take him a long time until he starts to show his raw talent.
One transfer I would say, this isn't my prediction because I don't think it'll happen, but
Messi going to Villa.
throwing it out there is a lot of rumours of Jurgen Klopp going back to Dortmund and pinching their top scorer, Pierre Aubameyang.
Aubameyang.
That one.
Yeah.
I've seen Arsenal
a
retweet
lot
today.
there's a lot of heavy rumours that he will. Whether it'll happen, I don't know, but there are a lot of heavy
He is
rumours.
the most informed player in the Bundesliga at the moment, I think. And
Well,
to say that he's playing better than Lewandowski is unreal.
I personally would say at the moment, at least this season, he's probably been the best striker, pure striker, possibly in the world. To be honest with you.
He is phenomenal, like unbelievably good, I think, and he's got so much talent in front of him.
And of course, he's played under Klopp before. Klopp brought him in at Dortmund.
Yeah, but he didn't really play that often. You got to remember.
He never played as the central striker because Lewandowski was there, but he was playing as just off Lewandowski a hell of a lot. So,
that would be nice. I would like to see him in the Premier League.
my actual prediction will be I'm going to go a safe bet because I can't see it not happening. Tottenham finally signing Saido Berahino.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very, very likely to happen because, I mean, just over Christmas, Tony Pulis said Berahino's got to book his ideas up because it's obvious that Pulis doesn't like Berahino person. So
He said the other week he was lucky to be on the bench.
lucky to be on the bench, yeah. So he will leave, and Tottenham is the. It was going to happen in the summer if Jeremy Peace, the West Brom chairman, was a little bit.
Wasn't a bit of a begins with D, end in D. I won't say it because I can't say it on it, but yes, if he wasn't that, then Berahino would not be causing such a fuss at West Brom.
Matt's just looking through a article from the Telegraphs about top 50 transfer targets in January window, and one of them there was Karim Benzema. Karim Benzema is not going to leave Real Madrid because nobody wants Karim Benzema because of all the legal trouble he's having.
Well, not even just that. You've got to remember, like, not many big stars leave in January. The last big one to leave in January was, and one of the biggest flops in Premier League history, Fernando Torres. Went to Chelsea 50 million right at the end of the transfer window. It doesn't really happen. They normally leave in the summer.
I would say though with Benzema, it's too much of a risk for Arsenal, say for example, because I know they're always linked with Benzema.
They're linked with Higuain again.
Yeah,
they're always linked with Higuain.
If Arsenal signed Benzema, there's a good chance that this time next year he could be in a prison cell.
Oh, so he would still be doing better than Villa then. If we're staying.
While we're on strikers also, I know we mentioned about Liverpool and targeting the Dortmund striker. I just wanted to mention how I personally believe that the Liverpool fans need to give Christian Benteke a chance.
Oh yeah.
Over the winter, he scored at least winter over the Christmas period. He got them 6 points himself from his 2 goals.
Yeah.
And won the 2 games. The next game he has a bit of a bad game and doesn't score. And all of a sudden he's the worst striker in the world to Liverpool fans. He's literally just won you 2 games because everyone else isn't playing well. So he just took a finish and scored. What more can you ask from the striker?
2 goals.
3 games.
It's ridiculous. So we've done transfers.
From one dodgy Liverpool striker to another, Daniel Sturridge has been confirmed to be injured out for another month.
Yes. Is
that man ever fit?
No.
He was fit at Chelsea.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, you say
You
that?
right there, Matt.
You think you think that you think he was 100% fit. But how do you know? He never played. He was fit enough to sit on the bench, of course.
Look, one guarantee.
He's not even fit enough for that there.
One guarantee that Danny Welbeck will be on that plane.
He's not even fit either.
He's the best player in the world, all right? And because he's injured at this precise moment, my best player in the world is Junior Stanislas.
I have a bad feeling at the moment, genuinely, that Daniel Sturridge won't be able to play in the Euros.
He won't be.
No.
In my opinion, you need a good run of form. By the looks of things, a good run of form for him is going to be the last
2 consecutive games.
So it's like the last 4 games of the season.
Yeah, but it's not even that. I think he will be. Do you know, before most tournaments, England always get that one injury. Oh no! This will be Sturridge. Sturridge is going to break his leg or something 3 weeks before the tournament.
That's if he gets selected.
He's doing the Wayne Rooney.
Doing a Wayne Rooney, doing a Beckham, something like that. So we've done the transfers and we've got a big week of cup action ahead as we move on to the predictions. We're leaving ourselves 20 minutes because there's a hell of a lot to go through. We'll start with the Capital One Cup, and it's the first leg of the 2 semi-finals this week. First leg this week, second leg next week. The first one is at the Britannia, and it's Stoke versus Liverpool.
Can Jurgen Klopp do it on a cold, wet, windy Tuesday night?
Can Roberto
Do you remember when
do it on a...
Gerard Piqué actually came out in the media and said Messi and Ronaldo could not do it on a wet and I was like, are you kidding? He's actually said this.
The thing is, Ronaldo did do it though.
Yeah, no, Ronaldo did, but then today with it.
I think we'll find these 2 games this midweek in the Capital One Cup, obviously being the first legs, it will be a lot tighter, and you'll probably find that the side will be more wary of losing than actually going on to win the game.
So you don't think 6-1?
I don't think 6-1. I'm not going to go 6-1.
Thing is, all is one thing to be concerned about, because I do believe the dodgy away goal rule is still in this cup.
Yeah, I've never got the away goal rule in this one.
It's like, so for instance, if City win 2-1 at Everton on Wednesday, but Everton win 1-0
next week at the
Etihad,
then City go through on away goals.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That's the same as the.
It's exactly the same.
It's exactly the same, but there'll be extra time. Then the away goal rule.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, they do extra time first.
It's extra time, then away goal rule, then possibly penalties.
I think the away goal rule is literally there just because people are going, penalties is too harsh. Look at the players; they're all getting upset. Let's stop that.
Let's just rule them out on a technicality.
Yeah. But anyway, let's do the prediction.
Yeah, Stoke Liverpool, Matt. Thowney.
Okay. I have a feeling that Jurgen Klopp will win his first trophy this season, and I think it will be the League Cup. So I'm gonna go 1-0 Stoke in the first leg, but I think they'll win the second leg.
Right, okay. We'll do the second leg predictions next week's show.
Yeah.
Bear that in mind.
Matt Tye.
I agree with Thowney in just the scoreline, but I think Stoke will go through, so 1-0 Stoke.
Go on.
I'm going to go...
Go on. Don't be different.
0-0.
0-0.
I can see both sides really...
Are you a United fan?
He wishes at this point in time.
Yeah.
All right, the other semi-final, as previously mentioned briefly,
this is the good one.
is Everton-Manchester City.
That's going to be a hell of a game. Because...
Pellegrini needs a trophy this season.
Yeah. And, well, no... He needs a trophy, but if it's the League Cup, it won't make it.
Here's a stat for you. Last 2 teams to win the League Cup won the title.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You trying
trying to work it out.
I'll save your time. Chelsea and Manchester City.
Yeah, there we go. I forgot you won it last season then.
Thanks a lot.
I
even wrote a report for this thing.
To be fair,
I was there.
To be fair, the 2 goals weren't that good. They deflected. They were all deflected.
No, they're always crackers against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Everton, Man City will be the tie, well, the better of the 2 ties, because, as I just said about Stoke, I think they'll sit back, and Liverpool. I cannot see Everton or City doing that. They're too attack-minded.
And you've got Romelu Lukaku and Sergio Aguero.
Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah.
Aguero might be back.
He scored the winner for them against
Yeah,
Watford.
but will we really play him in the League Cup? I don't know.
Well, he might. When I say he might be back to play the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Is what I've read. So,
It'll
obviously
probably
he's in
start
his
with
plans.
Boney. Have Aguero on the bench.
Don't know. Matt Thowney.
I'm going to go for 1-0.
2-1 City.
2-1 Everton.
Ooh.
I'm my early prediction now. Looking at this, I can see an all Merseyside Capital One Cup final.
Well, to be honest, this is how I see it. The first leg is always a bit dull. There's like 1 or 2. No, there's like it's either a shock or it's a draw,
Yeah,
and then the second leg it really gets lively.
No, it's the way you say it's a bit dull, and I remember City's first leg against West Ham a couple of seasons ago where it was, 7-0?
In my defence...
And everyone was asking, is there point of a second leg? Even the West Ham players go, do we really need to turn up?
Even Sam Allardyce just went, I'm just going to play the youth side.
In
There's
my
no
defence...
point.
And they did better.
In my defence, Negredo was on steroids that day. Something was going on that he suddenly just scored a hat-trick from nowhere. Like, he wasn't playing that well that season. Suddenly,
this is not. We must confirm this is not something that WADA needs to take into account.
Yeah.
This is just
this is Matt Downey's
opinion.
Incredible claim.
Matt's facts.
Matt's facts. Yeah.
Debatable fact.
On that
Okay,
note,
Thowney facts then.
Moving on to the other cup.
to the FA Cup on the weekend, Saturday. It starts on the Friday.
Starts on the Friday.
BBC game, of course.
Starting on Friday on the Beeb. It is League 1 Exeter, or are they League 2?
It's Exeter.
It's Exeter versus Liverpool.
They're in League 2, I think.
Are they in your league?
Oh god, I can't remember.
It's Exeter versus Liverpool in what?
I'm gonna say League 2. Anyone that if I've got this wrong, I'm so
Exeter
sorry.
fans, we apologise if we've got you. Just click the update button for goodness' sake. Yeah, 16th in League 2.
Yeah, I was right.
What I
Told ya.
would say with this, and I'm pretty sure Jurgen Klopp won't be happy because they play on the Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they play on the Friday.
Yep.
A week after having to play 3 games in 7 days or whatever it was.
They've got to get from Stoke to Exeter now in 3 days.
Yeah. If there's ever a chance of Exeter pulling off this upset,
It's now.
it's now.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Klopp going with not necessarily the kids, but the players who aren't.
What you've got to remember
starting.
is, I know this sounds a bit weird comparing this, but Jurgen Klopp won the double when he was in Germany, yeah? And so that does mean he knows how to rotate his team for these kind of games. I think he can still get through that.
Yeah.
It'll be difficult because of the players only having 3 days rest. But still, anything's possible.
Yeah, well, they would have played like 5 games in 2 weeks, which is... I know everyone will go, they're footballers, they should be able to deal with it. That's difficult.
Oh, yeah.
That is difficult. Matt Thowney prediction. So we've got a hell lot to go through. So
Get on with it.
Is it at Exeter?
It's
Isn't it?
at
Exeter.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool.
Giant killing. 1-0 Exeter.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool. 2-1.
Right, the early game on Saturday is high-flying Wycombe in League 2 versus not very good Aston Villa. Kyle, do you want to take us through?
Don't talk about Villa because we've only got.
We haven't, how long have you got?
Well, Wycombe. Actually, Wycombe have got one of the best chances to get the upset.
We
of the
beat
weekend.
them in the playoff final. Just like to clarify, last season.
I genuinely would sit here thinking, if Villa get through and win without a scare, that will be the shock of the round.
So is the upset a Villa win? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I mean, I remember the Capital One Cup early in the season. We beat Notts County. We did. But that's after going 2-0 down. I can't see us winning it comfortably, like 2-0 and just like no scares. I'm hopeful that we'll win.
You do realise that if you win, Remy Gard will probably like buy everyone pizza because that'll be his first win as the manager of Villa.
Remy Gard will get the key to the city.
That's first win as Villa manager. We still went down. I don't care. We beat Wycombe.
To a point, I mean, from the very, 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 very slim chance of us staying up, if we go on a cup run, it gets even slimmer. So I wouldn't necessarily be against losing it. Matt Thowney.
Oh, it's at Wycombe, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 2-0 Wycombe.
Matt Tye.
I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah, I'm going 1-1. Get a replay.
You're optimistic, aren't you?
Take them back to Villa Park.
I understand you, Matt, but you're optimistic. You're a Villa fan. You know they're doing better.
Right, in the first of the all-Prem ties, it is Arsenal versus Sunderland, top versus bottom of the Premier League, in a sense.
Well, second bottom, yeah.
Well, no, that is
Third bottom.
No, because what we've got is we've got 19 teams in the Premier League that's still fighting. Then we've got this one just loitering down there.
Then we got the derby.
I hate you all. Yeah, Arsenal, Sunderland, surely it's a home banker. Come on.
Yeah, I would think so.
Thing is, Sunderland aren't expected to go on a cup run, so...
Saying that, Sunderland got a big win the weekend, so they're
Against you.
They're taking good form
Stab.
into a cup game. Arsenal defending their crown for the second season in a row, which is quite unheard of, actually.
When was the last time someone won it back?
It's got to be
Chelsea, wasn't it?
Chelsea won it in 2009, 2010.
Yeah. Can they win it for a third season in a row? At this point, you can't rule it out because it's so early.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously Dagenham going to win it.
Oh, of course. Yeah. We'll get to Dagenham, the big side. Arsenal, Sunderland match prediction.
I'm gonna go 3-0 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal.
4-0 Arsenal. Stuff Sunderland. Come on. I'm
I'm
angry with Sunderland now.
We have got Everton versus Dagenham and Redbridge next on the highlight list.
Everton versus Dagenham and Redbridge. Again, it goes on the
My mates
basis.
are going to that game as well.
Just like
Cool
we
story, bro.
Tell it again, yeah.
Just like,
Shout out to Matt's one friend.
just like we said about Liverpool, Everton are playing.
It took him a while, didn't it?
That was an obscene gesture across the radio studio there, Matt. Everton are playing Wednesday and then a Saturday after playing the Christmas period. Dagenham and Redbridge have a great chance to do something here.
But in Everton's defence, whereas compared to Liverpool travelling from Stoke to Exeter, Everton are at home to home, so
yeah,
they
that
don't have
helps.
to do much.
That does help. But just in terms of playing time.
Yeah, playing time.
Martinez is going to rotate. He has to. He's not going to play his best side against Dagenham and Redbridge and then all the kids against Man City in the cup.
Well, this is going to be a difficult game because it could be an upset, like at the end of the day.
And it's not just that. You've also got to think with the League Cup, the second legs are 4 days later.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it will be difficult for Everton. I think it will. Yeah.
you wouldn't put it past Martinez sitting there thinking and going, if we lose this but win the League Cup semi-final, it's not all bad.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Predictions.
8-0 Everton.
Oh my word!
Dagenham and Redbridge are rock bottom and cannot win. They're like the Villa of League 2 at the
They're
moment.
not rock.
No, they're not.
Well, they're close to it.
They're 22nd with 19 points.
They're not the Villa of League 2. They've got 10 more points than us. 11.
11.
Oh, sorry. So did that hurt saying that?
Dagenham and Redbridge.
I think your Dagenham and Redbridge friend is offended.
To be fair, I haven't really kept up League 2 since we've gone up.
Another little stab there.
Matt Tye. If you say 8-0, I swear.
2-0 Everton.
You nice person.
I'm going 3-1 Everton.
And
3-1.
Everton's opponents on Wednesday are playing away to Norwich as well on the same day. So they've got a few travel miles to go through.
And there's 2 away games, of course.
Exactly.
At Goodison. Although it's just a little trip across the country.
Little trip across
It's not
too.
too bad. Norwich will actually look at this and go, we're not safe in the Premier League. A lot can happen and we could go down. Do we want to cup run, or is the Premier League more
I
important?
think they can afford to have a cup run.
Thing is,
don't
but
I
like,
mean, they've got a striker who no one knows the name of. I still do not know his name.
they have a striker?
Yes, they've got a striker who has very long hair and
Apparently.
just literally stands there.
Well, the thing is, in what could work for Norwich is what could work for Dagenham, in the fact that City have got 2 away games so close to each other. They're going to want the League Cup a bit more than the FA Cup because it's more dominant. So they're going to play their more prominent players on those games. Will play sort of not necessarily kids, but give the likes of the Nigerian guy, the one. I can't pronounce his name.
Exactly.
I can't-
No one knows his name.
I hear Nacho.
That one
No.
must be a Brummy thing.
Yeah. Well,
Gifted with good pronunciation, not good football.
I would say the difference between City and Everton in the reserve side is the fact that City's reserve side is probably at least on the level of Norwich's best side.
Well, City's reserve side is Sammy and Nasri.
And as much as Sammy
And
Nasri,
Jesus Neves.
as much as they're not playing to their absolute best, their average is still Norwich's best. That's
Still,
the gulf,
it's still a
isn't it?
Europa League finish.
Yeah, exactly.
So 4-0 City all round then.
No, they haven't got Negredo anymore, so.
Yeah, who's on steroids? Yeah.
Still on steroids.
Matt Thowney, predictions.
At Norwich, I'm gonna go for 2-0 Norwich.
Ooh, I'm going to go for City to get through, but a bit of a scare, 2-1.
I'm going 3-0 City. Why not?
Another all Premier League tie is Mighty Saints versus Crystal Palace.
At St.
At Saints.
Oh, damn it, that means I'm
Saints-
working.
Saints
That
have.
does mean you're working Saturday.
Southampton seem to have 2 different sides of exactly the same players.
Well,
In the sense of-
last season versus this season.
Well, no, it's the same. It's the same people, right? And one week they'll turn up and beat Arsenal 4-0, and then the next week they won't even turn up. They're just dreadful. You don't know who's going to turn up for Southampton. They're just so. Just
If we had time to go into it, I would
Yeah,
explain why I
exactly.
think Ron Coombs the next
So-
one out the door in the Premier League.
Ooh. Next episode.
If he's still there.
Yeah, we'll go with Matt Thowney's prediction.
Okay, I'm going to go 1-0.
Matt Thowney?
I'm going to go 1-0 Saints.
I'm going 2-0 Palace. There's going to be a response from the turnover.
Oh,
they got
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end. In a-
Continuing on Saturday, we have non-league Eastleigh versus... All right there. Non-league Eastleigh versus Bolton.
This is a hell of a chance for Eastleigh.
Yeah.
Be a shock if Bolton won, wouldn't it?
Well, Bolton in the same position Villa are in, bottom of the league, struggling. The only difference is that
Championship.
there's a very good chance that if Bolton go down, they could go out of business in the next 3-4 years. They're in a real bad financial
So
trouble.
there's actually a team that is genuinely doing worse than you.
just because they've got worse financials.
Yeah.
So it's a chance for Eastleigh to write their name into FA Cup history. And amazingly, neither the BBC or BT Sport are showing it on TV.
Do you know why? Because it's the South Coast side.
It's the fact that they think Man United versus Sheffield United is a better FA Cup tie than Eastleigh
History.
or Bolton.
It's because you've got the history, innit?
No, Eastleigh, the one non-league side. I mean, when you look at the games on the Sunday, you've got the... I know Tottenham Leicester's on TV, but I think it may be Chelsea Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
Chelsea at home against Scunthorpe, yes, there's a chance it could be, and last season they lost. But to me, Eastleigh Bolton is a better cup tie
I
than
do
Chelsea
see what you're
Scunthorpe.
saying, but what you've got to remember is that Sheffield United have a lot of history behind them, and so do United. I think that's why they've picked that game.
Maybe, or it might. The fact that it's Man United helps.
They're bad form as well.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. I can see specifically if Eastleigh win, I don't think they'll be on TV the next round, and we'll have the same problem we
I
did
think
last
they
year with
if
Bradford.
If they get through, they'll be on the next TV show.
You're saying that even when they get to the semi-final, the TV's gone unplugged. Oh, what a shame, we can't show you.
I don't know. Predictions though, Matt Tye.
It's Eastleigh at home, yeah?
Yep.
Eastleigh 1-0.
2-1 Eastleigh.
1-0 Eastleigh. Come on, Eastleigh.
And rounding off Saturday, we have got the evening game of Man United versus Sheffield United.
Yeah, yeah, it's a weird one to actually predict when you think about it, because Van Gaal and United aren't playing well.
But they won their last game.
They did win their last game. They're not playing well in the sense of they're not taking control of games.
No.
And if you let a side like Sheffield United in, they'll punish you.
Sheffield United aren't actually having a good season.
They're
though.
not.
They're sitting one place behind Southend.
Cool, they must be doing bad.
Well, we're 7th, so. But they're sitting in 8th place, which is still good. But Sheffield United this season were expected to finish in the automatics,
Yeah.
like up there, but they're not. So neither team's doing that well.
No. It's a chance for Sheffield United really to
Get their season back on track.
Up the trend, yeah, get the season back on track. I'll go predictions with Matt Tye.
I'm going to go... I just have a feeling United are going to absolutely smash them for some reason. So I'm going to go 4-1. United. Man United, by the way.
I am going to go for a little upset. Sheffield United 2, Manchester United 1.
I'm going to go 4-1 Manchester United. On that note you say about the two Uniteds, I've worked on a game, when you work on a game between two Uniteds like that, it's horrible, because you just want to be like, and United did this. Which United? It's really difficult.
You're going the Blades, the Red Devils.
It is weird. For obviously it's on
Yeah.
it's on BT Sport on a Saturday night, I expect.
Well, it was like I was going to say about your prediction there, Matt. The last time United went out at their own, out of the FA Cup at their own ground was
Last season.
2010 Jermaine Beckford. I think. Did they go out last
They
season?
lost
Did
to
they?
Arsenal last season. Danny Welbeck scored.
Okay, well we're a
But
team
to a
outside
lower
the
league
Premier League.
side, yeah.
A team outside the Premier League.
Yeah,
then.
definitely.
Go
on
with me here.
On the Sunday, there's two standout ties, I'd say. I mean, there's a chance for Oxford to get an upset against Swansea, but we'll move on to the two standout side ties. Chelsea versus Scunthorpe. I'm going to start Matt Downey, of course.
Chelsea Scunthorpe.
Yep.
At Stamford Bridge.
Yep.
4-2 Chelsea.
Goals.
Goals.
Matt Tye?
I am going to go 4-0 Chelsea.
Goals.
Yeah, I agree. 4-0
Goals.
Chelsea. 4-0.
Right.
I think Hiddink will change the squad as well.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you'll see Remy.
If he's fit.
So overall, we think the game could end 12-2, yeah?
And in the later game, we have got Tottenham Hotspur versus second place Leicester.
This is the game I'm actually looking forward to out of all the ties. Tottenham versus Leicester. Leicester,
Yeah.
yes, they're not playing so well the last two games, but they can bounce back here.
Yeah.
It's a shame there's no Vardy. It is a shame.
Riyad Mahrez at his best again.
But Leicester could, once again this season, punish a lot of critics.
Did they
with
get
a
to the
win.
quarterfinals last season? Or was that the League Cup?
No, they lost to Villa in the 5th round, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did, but I swear they got to the quarterfinal last season in the League Cup then. Because I remember them getting to the latter stages of one of them.
It's a good chance for Leicester, because Tottenham, they're a tough side, but if they're going to make a statement that they aren't going to let this form dip, you win at White Hart Lane on Sunday.
True, but you're talking about the best defence in the Premier League.
Yeah, definitely.
It was neither cup. They went out in the first round at home to Shrewsbury in the League Cup, and then in the 5th round to Aston Villa
Oh, right.
in the FA Cup.
Oh, I must be thinking something.
I would say that I personally think Tottenham are a dark horse for the whole competition.
I think they're one of the favourites. I don't think that's a dark horse.
It's. I'm not making.
I see what you're saying with that, because there's other teams that are better than them that should win it.
Well, I'm not going to make anyone favourites at the moment because it's the FA Cup's so difficult to predict because of the draw. You don't know who you're going to get. Tottenham, well, you could say they're a favourite, but then they could get Chelsea away or Manchester City away in the next round and lose.
It was the quarter-final of the 2013-14 season that Leicester got to.
Okay,
They lost to Manchester City.
That was it.
It's a hell of a chance for Villas-Boas. I was going to say Villas-Boas then. Mauricio Pochettino to cement himself at Tottenham, because while he's done well so far, he's not really had that one crowning
If he could get a trophy, he would be remembered in that.
Yeah.
For being a great manager then.
Well,
No, because in the 21st century, Tottenham haven't had a manager that's been great. Yes, they Harry Redknapp you've put at the top of it. Kwame Ramos, yes, he won them the League Cup,
yeah.
but then the famous joke came out, what's got more points, the Triangle or Spurs? Yeah. So like he wasn't a great manager. Like, I'm
gonna ask for a prediction.
I like remembering that.
Matt Tye.
I'm going to go for 2-0 Spurs. I think if Leicester are to get their season back on track, it's going to be in the league.
Mm-hmm. Matt Tye.
I'm going to go 2-2. They're going to take them back to the King Power.
I agree with them going back to the King Power, but I can't see Tottenham conceding 2 goals, so I'm going to go 1-1. Best defence and all that. That's all the predictions, I believe.
Well, I know you say it's early on, but who will win it? Who do you think will win it? Mine is gonna be Spurs. I'm going Spurs because of such a good season. I just have a feeling they'll get the FA Cup to prove that season.
This is a prediction that every time we do an FA Cup predictions, we're going to ask, and all of it, I can see it all changing, because you may say Spurs now, but then they lose. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to go Manchester City.
Yeah.
Can we bias? But I do think Chelsea will win the cup. Cause
I do understand where you're coming from though, because he's won it before.
Hiddings won it before in a similar situation, and we've won it 4 times of the last 7 years.
And it's the only chance of Chelsea having any success this season, of course.
Oh, Champions
League. Yeah, we've got to get past
I said chance.
We've got past PSG once, we could do it again.
Maybe. And then you've got to get past maybe a Barcelona or Bayern Munich.
Baby steps.
Is this one now? It seems like it's Real Madrid.
Of course, it is. Of course, on that note, it is also Villa's only chance of success this season. So, yeah, no.
So third round, that's it.
Yeah.
You're all invited to our relegation party for Aston Villa when it happens in April.
Late March.
I'm saying April because that's when we're on holiday. Easter holidays.
I must say I hate everyone that goes to
apart from Jordan Knight.
Because Jamie Vardy's having a party, remember?
Oh yeah. Even though he doesn't score for the rest of the season, I'm having a party.
You're having a party.
I'm going to end it there. We have come to just over an hour, so it's quite good timekeeping from us, I suppose.
Yeah, it makes a change.
We will be back next week. We get into a regular run of episodes, so we definitely will be back next week. Touch wood. From Matt Thowney, Matt Tye, and myself, we wish everyone a happy new year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And make sure you join in with us next week.
Goodbye.
See ya.